Here you go.
Hi guys, how are we? Welcome to my YouTube channel Live a Little Love a Lot, and my name is Aditi Gupta, and here I am to bring to you the story for the month of June. And the title of the story is called Weddings, Events, Stories, etc. I'm going to start reading. Sameer reached the studio a little after 10. The shutter was halfway, the morning sun slicing through the narrow entrance and falling across the tangled camera wires, tripods, cardboard boxes, filled with old hard drives. The office sat above a tailor shop in one of Gurgaon's local markets. It was squeezed between a dental clinic and a travel agency that nobody seemed to visit anymore. The signboard outside read Fame Found Studio, Wedding Events Stories. Inside, the air smelled faintly of dust, chai, and overheated laptops. Sameer dropped his camera bag near the editing desk and switched on the monitor. The screens lit up with photographs from the previous night's assignment. It was a 3-year-old boy's birthday party, a jungle theme. There were balloons everywhere, and at least 47 photographs of children crying. Sameer sighed. The glass door creaked open behind him. We got another booking. Aman walked in, balancing 2 paper cups of tea and a greasy white packet of samosas tucked under his arm. Sameer looked up immediately. Really? Wow. Wait. Please don't tell me it's another kids party. I am done with the noise. One more Baby Shark performance and I will jump to the Yamuna. Aman chuckled and placed the tea beside him. He said, No, don't worry. It's not a kiddie party this time. This time, it's a wedding. Sameer leaned back in his chair dramatically and said, Shit, this is even worse. Aman laughed. You've become impossible after your breakup. I was impossible before my breakup also. Now I'm experienced. Good wedding, Aman continued. He opened his laptop. Big family, farmhouse in Chhatarpur, 3-day function, budget solid hai bhai. Sameer zoomed into the photographs of the children smearing cake on another child's face. People spend 20 lakhs to prove that they are happy. Aman rolled his eyes. Please don't say this in front of our clients. I don't say it in front of our clients. I save my honesty for you. Aman shook his head. One day, you know what? I'm going to replace you, brother, with somebody else who's more cheerful. Find another idiot who's going to stand under the sun for 10 hours, filling people dancing to London Thumakda. Let's see how you do that. Aman took a sip of his chai. I can't. You take good pictures. You're the best. Sameer tried not to smile at that. For a few moments, the office fell quiet. From the clicking of the mouse, the traffic noise drifting up from the market below. On the wall opposite them hung framed photographs from old weddings. Brides laughing mid-spin, grandmothers crying during vidai, a groom kissing his wife's forehead beneath the fireworks. People loved these photographs. People called them magical. But, Sameer knew the truth behind most of them. The bride had been exhausted, trying to hold it together, bearing the weight of that miserably heavy lehenga, having her makeup done and hair done hours before the function. The groom had a bursting bladder because he couldn't pee, because he had to be seated in the chariot during the barat for endless hours. Someone's uncle got piss drunk. Another bua cried over her jewelry. Someone's cousin threw up behind the stage. The bride's parents were jittery and nervous, hoping that everything would go well and still put up fake smiles just to entertain their guests. They had their fingers crossed. Love looked beautiful in photographs because photographs were never captured for what happened 5 minutes later or even 5 minutes before. By the way, Aman said casually, your mother found another girl for you. Sameer groaned immediately. My mother called you. My mother called you again. Yep, she even sent me a picture. Aman grinned. Aman! What? Nice girl. Achhi hai. Dentist hai. I already spend weeks, my weekends around marriages. Why are you making me think of my own? Aman smirked. Bro, one girl cheated on you, not the entire institution of love. Sameer picked up the last samosa from the packet. Focus on your pregnant wife. Aman stared at the empty packet. You ate the last one? Sameer took a deliberate bite. Yes. Heartbreak has made you selfish, my friend. Aman gave him a long stare. Survival instinct hai bhai, kya kare? Aman threw a tissue at him. So by evening, Sameer was on his balcony at home cleaning the camera lens while his mother was in the kitchen making tea. You should at least meet someone, she called out. Sameer closed one eye and checked the lens against the light. Ma, please! I'm not saying get married tomorrow, his mother added. She walked towards the dining table with the tray in her hand. You are thinking of it very loudly, you know. His father looked up from the newspaper and hid a smile. She's right, the father said. You're 32 and tired, his mother interrupted. That's not an age, his father said, folding the newspaper. Sameer sighed a long sigh. 8 months ago, Sameer still believed his life was headed somewhere predictable, and 5 years with Kavita had done that to him. They discussed apartments, vacations, furniture, even dog names. And then one fine Tuesday evening, Kavita was on the other side of the table in the cafe, looking at Sameer with pity in her eyes, the guilt consuming her, although she knew it was just temporary. And she said those appalling words. Sameer, I've met someone else. 5 years reduced to a bill on the table, a cold coffee, neither of them finished. And since then, weddings have felt less like celebrations, more like theatre productions that everyone desperately wanted to believe in. Anyway, his mother continued, softer now. Just please think about it, beta. Please. Sameer nodded vaguely. So later that night, unable to sleep, he scrolled through his wildlife photographs on his laptop instead. There was a kingfisher mid-flight, a fox in Rajasthan, two deer are standing silently in the morning fog. He loved photographing animals because they never pretended. Animals never rehearsed a smile or staged emotions. You either got the shot or you didn't. The wedding began on Friday. The farmhouse in Chhatarpur looked less like a wedding venue and more like a film set. Strings of fairy lights wrapped around trees, servers rushing across the lawns carrying trays of kebabs and I don't know what all starters, giant LED screens displaying pre-wedding videos of the couple running in through mustard fields in coordinated outfits. Sameer adjusted his camera setting while Aman argued with the DJ about the electric sockets. Bhaiya, just give me 10 minutes. Please, Aman sent for the 5th time. The bride was already running late. The groom already looked jittery, nervous, stressed, all at once. The makeup artist looked disgusted. The bride's family seemed to be burdened by responsibility and couldn't wait for everything to get over. Even the horses near the entrance somehow looked worried. Sameer moved through it all mechanically. Click, smile, wide shot, family portrait, retake, drone shoot, slow motion entry. At one point, the bride whispered through her clenched teeth, "If one more person tells me to smile naturally, I will scream." Sameer almost respected her for her honesty. Hours passed, music grew louder, relatives grew emotional and cranky. Children ran wild near the dessert counter. And somewhere between photographing the Varmala and filming dancing cousins, Sameer noticed the bride's parents. The mother stood near the stage, fixing guest dupattas, managing jewelry, checking flower arrangements, and making sure everyone had eaten. The father followed quietly behind her, carrying a water bottle and her phone. At one point, she sat down barely for 30 seconds near the heaters. Without saying anything, he bent down, adjusted her shawl properly around her shoulders before taking a few steps away. Sameer instinctively lifted his camera and clicked. Later, during dinner, the father stepped beside the buffet. picked up a gulab jamun and placed it on his wife's plate before anyone else finished it. She didn't even look surprised, as if it had been happening for years. Another click. During the fairas, everyone was watching the couple circling the fire. Sameer noticed something else entirely. The bride's mother looked exhausted now, emotional a way that how mothers become at weddings, happy and heartbroken at the same time. And beside her, her husband was not watching the rituals. He was watching his wife, just to make sure she was okay, just hoping that she wouldn't have tears streaming down her face. As if after 33 years of togetherness, his first instinct was still, "Are you alright? Do you need anything?" Sameer admired this silent habit of caring. It seeped onto him like paint on watercolor paper when the colors bleed and blend into each other. This looked nothing like the love he had stopped believing in. "Bhai," Aman appeared beside him, holding 2 plates of overloaded food. "You've been standing here like a depressed flamingo. Eat something." Sameer blinked. "What is this? Butter chicken, mutton seek, paneer for decoration?" They stood near the lawn heaters, eating in silence. After a moment, Aman nudged him. "Kya hua? Tu theek to hai na? What happened?" Sameer looked at the bride's parents across the lawn. "I think we photograph the wrong people sometimes." Aman frowned. "What?" "Nothing," Sameer said quickly. So the wedding ended past 4 in the morning. Back at the studio, Aman fell asleep on the couch almost immediately, one arm hanging off the side of the wedding footage, transferring slowly onto the system. Sameer sat alone before the monitor, before his laptop. The office was quiet except for the hum of the CPU and the distant traffic outside. He began sorting photographs on his laptop. Bride's entry, couple portrait, dance performances, family pictures. Suddenly, he paused. There they were again. The bride's parents. She was laughing. She was laughing as she fixed his crooked pocket square. He was holding her hand as they walked through the crowd. The two shared a cup of soup near the backstage area away from everyone. She was touching his arm while speaking to distant relatives and friends. He was always making sure that his wife was comfortable and that she was okay, and that she was just in need of nothing. Sameer stared at the screen for a long time. None of these moments had been posed. Nobody had asked for them, and somehow they felt more honest than the entire wedding album. For the first time in months, Sameer edited the photograph slowly with the utmost care. Around 6 in the morning, he created a separate folder. He stared at the blank title box for a second before typing, "For your parents." He sent it to the bride's daughter. Wait, you have to go up, I can't see. Up. Yeah. Okay. "For your parents." He sent it to the bride. A few minutes later, exhaustion finally pulled at his entire body. Sameer leaned back in his chair. Outside, Gurgaon was beginning to wake up again. A faint blue morning settled over the buildings. Milk vans set off. The newspaper boys were up and about. The early morning traffic began to tune in. Sameer's phone buzzed. It was a message from the bride. "I didn't even know these moments existed. Mama has been crying looking at them. Thank you so much. Continue at what you do best." Sameer read the message twice. Then quietly, without really thinking about it, he opened the folder of wildlife photographs on his laptop again. This time, before closing it, he added a new folder beside it. Weddings. And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. If you did, do share it with your friends and your family. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Take care.